Hi, it's Stuart Fraser, PGA Professional at Sneinton Golf, and today I've got a really exciting review for you. It's the new TaylorMade Qi10. This is the one that everybody's going to be talking about come 2024. There's a lot of changes from the Stealth 2 design. 3 new heads for us to look at. We're going to have a go with these things, compare them to each other, give you a good idea as to why these things are groundbreaking. But I'm really looking forward to hitting some balls with these. Let's crack on. We'll have a few shots and get some numbers. So Qi10 stands for Quest for Inertia 10. Now 10 is 10,000, which is the highest MOI that a TaylorMade driver has ever produced. To give you an idea, the Stealth 2 was 8,500, so this is seriously more forgiving and more stable than what the old Stealth 2 was. That's going to please a lot of people. Stealth 2 was maybe a little bit harder to hit than what most people would have liked, so this thing is expected to be super forgiving. It's really different as well. The new design is super different looking. We've got a blue face there now, almost like a midnight blue that combines really nicely with that shiny black crown. There's also no sort of dual crown around the top here anymore. They've got an infinity crown, they call this, along the top, and it blends really nicely into the top of the golf club. It all looks a lot more classical looking than what the old one does, which I'm personally a big fan of. We're going to have a few hits with this as well and see how this performs. But the Max is the first one we're going to have a go with. This is, as I say, the most forgiving product. It's heel weighted, more so than the other two. But the main selling point about this is ease of use and stability. So I'm really looking forward to go with these. We're going to record some numbers. I have got the same shaft in all 3 of these heads, so it's a fair test. Then we're going to get an idea of how all 3 of these heads perform in comparison to each other. Give you an idea as well of how they perform in comparison to the old Stealth 2. Anyway, let's have a hit. So here we've got the full family of brand new TaylorMade Qi10 drivers. We've got the Qi10 LS, the standard Qi10 and the Qi10 Max. Very excited about all 3 of them. Probably more so than any, weirdly, Qi10 Max is the one that excites me the most. Much lower spin than what I expected, high launch, massively high MOI, super forgiving, really stable. That's going to suit the majority of golfers, even 1 or 2 sort of low handicap golfers. I think you'd be surprised. Try that. The spin rate on that is the thing that surprised me the most, and that's why it's going to be suitable for you. Don't discount it, whatever you do. There's a standard Qi10 which launches lower than the Max. It's certainly probably a little bit less draw enhancing as well, a little bit different footprint and look to it on top. They're all really shiny and they've all got that different supporting structure and the infinity crown, which make them look a little bit more classic and traditional. But otherwise, it's a little bit lower spin, 400-500 lower spin, lower launching. And then we've got this Qi10 LS. Very interesting product. For me, a little bit too lower launching, too lower spin. I was launching this about 1900 spin, which for me is just too low. But for somebody who swings it a lot quicker than I do, hits it higher than I do, the super high swing speeds, which is going to be the minority of players, but this will certainly be suitable for a lot of golfers out there that are really struggling to find that, to really dial in that spin rate and that trajectory. Certainly very, very good for like anybody who swings it at sort of toe level speed. But all 3 of these do something really significantly different. And I think the gap between the LS and the Max is now greater than ever. The LS is way, way lower spin than anything I've seen in a while. And the Max is way more forgiving than certainly anything I've seen from TaylorMade in the past. So overall, all 3 of these driver heads produce really good numbers for the specific golfer that they're aimed at, and that's the important thing to remember. But you've really got to try them to make sure you get the right head and the right shaft fitting. So get yourself booked in for a fitting with us, and we'll be able to find you the right product that gets the most out of your swing. The most important thing is to remember is don't just go for the one that you think you should be fitted into, because Two of these products certainly are very different from anything that TaylorMade have produced in the past. They sound, look and perform just amazingly well. As you'll see, we've got some numbers attached to this review as well. So comparing those, you've got lowest launching, lowest spinning, slightly harder to hit LS. You've got highest spinning, highest launching, max but super high MOI. Anybody will find that thing easy to hit. And then the standard Qi10, which sits in that middle ground but doesn't have the adjustable weight on it. Interesting with the standard one, it's still very much lower spinning than the old Stealth 2 standard head. So that will suit the majority still of low handicap golfers, even with high club head speeds. But overall, love the Qi10 family and story behind this. It's definitely a big improvement for me on the Stealth 2. Come and get yourself booked in, have a fit in, and hopefully we'll see you soon to get you one of these fantastic drivers.